In the simplicity of nature's image, the Son of God once again veiled a radiant truth. He spoke in parables so that only those who hungered in spirit will discern the deeper currents behind his words. He clothed eternal laws in everyday form, so that those with awakened eyes might find strength, direction, and light. Among such precious teachings are the parable of the mustard seed and the parable of the leaven. Sister parables, both bearing witness to the hidden growth of the kingdom within and without. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field. This mustard seed is the smallest of all seeds, insignificant in appearance, humble to the gaze of the world. Yet from this smallest beginning springs a tree so large that birds of the air come and lodge in its branches. What does this reveal in the earnest seeker? The mustard seed is the word, the divine truth. It may seem small when it first enters the life of man. It does not force, does not shout, does not demand. It seeks entry in stillness. And in those who truly receive it, it begins to grow, not with thunderous force, but with holy perseverance. This growth is not of the intellect, which demands spectacle, but of the spirit, which requires depth. The field in which this seed is sown is the heart of man, his inner being. The kingdom of God does not begin in systems or outer forms, but within the soul that accepts the seed in humility and trust. Just as the earth receives the seed in darkness and silence, so must the human soul bow in surrender before the will of God. Then, and only then, can the seed break open, expand, and rise. The seed does not struggle to become a tree. It follows the laws. It draws from the soil, reaches toward the sun, and grows in perfect accordance with the rhythm of life. So too must man allow the word to live within him, not by force or artificial striving, but by obedience to the eternal laws of spiritual development. In this way, the parable of the mustard seed teaches us that great things, divine things, begin in small, imperceptible ways. The kingdom of God does not come with observation or outward show. It begins within the soul as a longing, a truth, a moment of awakening, and it grows quietly, transforming the whole life. Now let us turn to the parable of the leaven. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of flour. Tell us, was all leaven? Leaven is subtle, unseen in action, but powerful in effect. A small portion of leaven has the strength to transform an entire mass of dough. It does not shout its presence, nor force its way. It works in silence, in patience, yet its influence is total. The woman represents the soul in its active, nurturing state. The flower is the nature of man, coarse, yet capable of becoming the bread of life. The leaven is again the word, or the divine essence implanted within the soul. When it is hidden, accepted in quiet trust, it begins its streaked work. Over time, it permeates even every part of the being, raising and refining until the whole is transformed. Here too, we see the immutable laws of the Creator at work. No outward change can come unless the inner has first been leavened. One cannot bring the kingdom of God through reformations or declarations. It must first take root within the individual soul. And only when the transformation is complete within can it manifest outwardly. First, become light, then you will be light. This parables speaks to that truth. From the thinnest seed of light, planted in a willing soul, springs forth strength, clarity, and purpose. From the silent working of the word within, the soul is purified, uplifted, and made radiant. Both parables lead us to the same revelation. The kingdom of God is a process of becoming. It is not seized, it is grown. It does not erupt, it unfolds. And all who desire to enter it must follow the same path: inward transformation, silent growth, obedience to the laws of God. Let the reader reflect. What seed has been sown in you? Have you allowed it to take root? Or have you trampled it under the stones of doubt and haste? What leaven has entered your soul? Have you given it time to work, or have you sought out outward results without inward change? The message is clear and unwavering. Do not despise small things. Do not measure by human standards. The greatest forces in creation begin with stillness, with trust, and with purity. The mustard seed must break open in the soil. The leaven must be hidden and wait. So too must you surrender to the will of God and allow the word to do its work. In the fullness of time, the seed becomes a tree. The leaven transforms the dough, and the soul that has followed the laws will become a vessel for the kingdom of God, bearing fruit for eternity. So take up the seed, hide the leaven, trust the process, for in the silent working of the word, the light of the kingdom shall awaken within you.